How's it going, boys and girls? Today we have another special guest, just like every week, Every week, anyone that agrees to come on my podcast at this point is a special guest because there's nothing in it for them. So, today's special guest is Ms. Ting Shi. Hey. Your picture just dropped into the frame now.
Okay, great.
Yes, yeah. Okay, so Miss Shi, thank you very much for agreeing to come on the How's It Going podcast. First of all, name of the show. How's it going?
It's going good. I am on school holidays, so it's been pretty chill. I've been very busy with work, but it's nice to be back in Kuching and with my family. So.
Oh, you're back in Kuching now?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. I had one thing I noticed that was weird was when I had guests from KL, right? Their internet would keep dropping out. I don't know why, but the coaching guests were fine. Like Darren, he had his podcast, and then some other coaching friends also when they were on the podcast, their Wi-Fi was fine the whole podcast. But my KL friends would drop out. Did that happen to you a lot in KL?
Yeah, my KL Wi-Fi is terrible. I don't know why.
Unify or Time?
Time.
Oh, I thought Time was good.
I don't know why. Yeah,
I had
my
Time.
baby already has Time, so.
But it's cheaper, right? It's quite fast. But when it works, it's fast.
Yes, when it works, it's fast, but it's not stable.
Right. Okay, cool. So good thing, I think it's good that you're back in Kuching now, right? Because KL is flooding all everywhere now.
It's flooding really near my house too. So.
Okay. Do you drive there? You drive there. You probably drive there.
Yeah. If you don't have a car in KL, it's hard to survive.
You're right. Yeah. So one thing about Miss Shi is, okay, I think I'll go from starting with your career. So you are a teacher, right? You're a teacher, and you were a teacher actually. Now you're not a teacher, but we can get into that later. But that's something I feel, right, I could never do. That's something that I feel like I could never do simply because I have no patience with anyone. So I'm thinking I also wondered, I actually had a university teacher, Miss Lai. She was super nice, super friendly. And we were having casual conversation. I asked her why, because I couldn't understand why a person would choose to teach,
Yeah.
I feel if you become a teacher, it's no choice, you should become a teacher. But people like you, like her, right? It's I don't understand the drive to teach kids nowadays. I feel it's very stressful, very annoying. So what was it? Really, I mean, being very super honest, I feel it's very stressful, super annoying. So do you feel that way about teaching? Do you feel what was it about you? Because you've been teaching you teach in KL now, you were teaching in the US, and I'm guessing maybe you're good at teaching your friends as well. So what about teaching? What about teaching? Why teaching?
I think I'm passionate about education. I feel education is important. So getting a quality education, it doesn't have to be just knowing your maths and sciences and your languages, but it's learning. I believe in learning and education. So I think that is why, two reasons why I'm in education. I believe in that, and the second reason is I'm a people person. I'm passionate about people, about speaking into the lives of people. So for me, teaching is very very encouraging to me because I get to impact the lives of people. I get to speak into the lives of my students. I get to watch them grow. It's really crazy because I see them at the start of the year, and then at the end of the year they're completely different. Right. You think 1 year is so short, right? But especially in your teenage years, you change so much so quickly.
Right.
Yeah. So an immature Form 2 student in Form 3 is really mature, and you're just what happened to you? Why are you so tall? You get to see them grow. So it's very tricky. I think that's why.
Are you crying?
Oh no, I'm a little bit sick.
I was this girl is really passionate about teaching. Why crying about talking about teaching? Okay.
Yeah, but I really enjoy it. Of course, there are times that the students are annoying,
right?
And you lose your patience. But I learn.
Are you afraid they might hear this?
No, it's fine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, but then seeing as now I don't know. I think it's probably more popular now. Having teachers that have a social media. Is because when we were in high school, we were the ones with social media. Our teachers were like pretty old. So now, right. I mean, not the social media generation, like in their late 30s and 40s, right, or maybe older. So they weren't really social media generation. But now your generation of teachers, right, you have a social media as well, and it's pretty popular too. So, like, how do you your students know you have a popular Instagram, and like, do they follow you? And like, when they see you in school with your teacher outfit, and then they see you in your Instagram with your chic, nice outfits, like, do they like treat you differently, or is there like, because what I'm worried is like they don't see you as a teacher, and so there is like a lack of respect there. Maybe like they see you more like a friend, which is good in a way, but sometimes there might be some disrespect. Have you ever had that problem, like kids being too casual with you?
Yeah, I do. I have encountered that. I think because I come as a friend. Like, my vibe is very like friendly. I try to be understanding, not so like authoritative.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you're right. They see my Instagram and like they feel like I'm like more like an older sister figure more than like a teacher.
Okay.
So I have encountered that. I think a lot of times I just have to be firm and like remind them of who I am. Like, okay, I'm your teacher. Like, I feel like that was a bit disrespectful of you to say that or like to do that. Yeah, I say it pretty straight up, and then most of the time they're like, okay, and they're like, oh, I'm so sorry, like I didn't know I crossed the line, because I don't think a lot of times it's like intentional. It's just that being so casual with me.
Right. It's just it shows their age, like it's just they are technically they're still kids, right? So they might say things wrong sometimes.
Yeah, and a lot of times they like, I think that because I have a relationship with them. So when I ask for the respect, then oftentimes I'm given it. It's just that I have to draw the line clearer sometimes.
Right. And I think it's just the point that they're pretty young, and so sometimes they don't know when they cross the line. And telling them nicely, I feel like maybe you feel this as well. Like, but telling them nicely, hey, you might have crossed the line there, is a lot more effective than being very authoritative. Like, hey, stop that. I feel like our generation and generations after us, right? The 90s kids, maybe like 94, 95 and after, right? I don't really respond well to authority. I don't like being forced to say, oh, you cannot do this, you can do that. But if you tell me like, hey, man, I feel like that's not really how you should do it, then I'm like, oh, okay, cool, sorry. I'll be very, very, very paise. But I will actually, if you try to be very, like, tell me that, be very rude and tell me that, hey, don't do this, don't do that, and then I'll be like, I'm gonna do it harder.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
I don't think that really applies to like kids nowadays, right? Do you feel like you feel, because in the past, right, you are from Lodge. Do you have any? I think you have a principal that was very famous for having like a lot of canes, right?
Really?
Right? Did you? I think you guys had a principal with a lot of canes, very strict one.
Stern principal that everyone was scared of, but I don't know if she had a lot of canes. I'm thinking
the one I knew was a guy, I think.
Oh, then maybe I wasn't there yet or something.
Maybe, yeah. Because I remember like as we were growing up, having being beaten by the teacher and stuff like that was always how naughty kids were dealt with. But I feel like nowadays probably that's not the most effective way. Do you think?
I feel like it was never effective. That's my opinion.
Yeah. It was never effective. Yeah. I feel like, okay, there is a point where some kids, I just cannot understand like why, like let's say they scratch people's car, right?
Yeah.
If they like that I feel like that. I don't know how if I tell him once, tell him twice, but he still does it, right? Scratching people's car. I don't know how I would stop that kid without a cane. I feel like at some point, at the last resort, a cane would be enough to scare a very young child, but a teenager definitely doesn't apply anymore. A young child, like if it's 3 or 4 and he doesn't understand that scratching people's car is really bad, I feel like in that case, maybe last resort, a cane. But I don't know, man. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a very slippery slope. Like, everybody has a different opinion on this, right?
Yeah.
I guess. Okay, so when you were a teenager, right? So when you were like maybe rebellious or like wanted to do things your own way,
right,
you felt like caning or like hitting you did not work, correct?
Did not work.
What about when you were a kid? Do you feel like it was effective for you?
I was too dumb to realize that it was effective, I think. But I was very angry and sad that I got caned, right? I was very angry and sad, but I would be very, not resentful, but just really sad, really sad. But then, hello.
Sorry, my dad just came.
Uncle, there's uncle, not my brother.
No, yes, he knows your brother.
Hello.
I'm, I'm the podcast right now.
Who?
My friend.
What's wrong with Jordan?
You know Jordan. Do you know Jordan?
Hi.
Hi, Uncle. Do I look like Jordan?
Oh.
He is
You
not
remember
your
Jordan? Okay, that's okay.
Are you
Yeah, the
doing
guy that looks like
podcast? Okay. Cool.
Yeah, do it podcast. Hey, Uncle.
I'm sorry. I didn't
No
know.
problem. No problem at all. No problem at all. I can keep that in if you want.
Yeah, sure.
That's very cute. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I would just feel really sad when I was caned or anything. But I didn't really get caning from. I was never beaten by my dad. I was caned by my mom sometimes because like she's the one with us all the time. So she's like, oh, when we're naughty, then she has a hanger or something. But I would be really sad. But I feel like I don't know. I feel like that was effective for the times because I don't know. I feel like if you spoke to me at the time, I don't know if it would be effective. I just remember being really sad when I was caned. So what do you think? Do you think like talking should be? You should try talking all the way, and there should never be caning. But what if the kid, I don't know how naughty does a kid need to be caned? How naughty?
I think I don't believe in caning.
Cool.
I was caned as a kid. I think it like stops behavior, but it doesn't really change like your belief system or your inclinations. It just like stops the. It doesn't stop the root. Actually, it doesn't solve the root problem.
I see.
Right?
It
So
stops
maybe
you from doing the bad thing, but it doesn't teach you why you shouldn't do it.
Yeah, and so maybe you just find another way to do it without getting caned, or
You get
that,
really
like,
slippery.
it's still there, but you just like it just manifests in different ways instead of like
Mm.
you scratching a car. Maybe you like I don't know. You realize that it's okay for you to like kick your brother, and that's fine. So you
And you didn't get caught. Yeah. You find so you actually become very sneaky in a way to like you find other ways to do what you want to do without what's the word? Without getting caught.
Yeah, I do think like sometimes it will produce kids like that.
I see. That makes sense.
Resentful kids, and it breaks the kind of trust or like relationship you have with your parents. I think lah. I was very angry also. My parents used to hit me. I hated them. I was like so furious.
I was really sad. I don't remember hating my mom or anything. I don't have any hate. Because I love her so much. But I was just really sad that why did mommy beat me? Like why did I deserve this? I don't deserve this. But at some point I realized that okay, I was probably a naughty kid, and not naughty. Like I'm not naughty in the first place. I'm super guai in the first place. The three of us are super guai. But I would be really really sad. I feel like yeah, you're right. The explaining, right? If you can explain to them that this is not good. You shouldn't be doing this. And that would actually like solve the problem to its root, to the core, right? It's a lot like how people when they stop their children from smoking, say okay, you cannot smoke, no smoking, and then you just scare them away with smoking, no smoking. But then I get very curious, like, why? Like at some point, right, when I start to think for myself, right, I'm like, why not? Can I try me? And then you try it, but you're not trying it in a way that you feel safe. You try it in a way when you feel like it's like a drug. Like, it's a bad thing, and it's like it's cool. And then usually around that time, right, you are in a very rebellious stage of your life, like in your teens, and then you feel like, I'm doing this cool thing, and then peer pressure and stuff like that, and then you feel like, okay, cool, I'm gonna like it, and then unknowingly you get hooked to nicotine already, and then that's like down the wrong path already. Whereas my mom and dad also told me always not to smoke, but they were not like, you can never do it, very not super strict. So I did try to smoke, like, and then it's like, try it, you try it, like, if you want to try it, then just don't get hooked, get hooked. So then you approach the cigarette with a different kind of feeling. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna try this thing. So I tried it with my friends, and like, okay, I get it, I get the feel, I get why people would get addicted to this. You get lightheaded, you feel like, very cool, and then I'm rambling, I'm going on, I'm doing what I always do, talking too much.
But I get it.
Yeah.
I get what you're trying to say. Like, kids need to be. I think kids are not as like simple-minded or like they cannot take reason. Like actually they can. Like you can reason with a kid, you can explain as long as it makes sense to them. And I feel like you can punish your child or like your student. Like there should be natural consequences for like bad actions.
Right.
But I don't think that hitting should be one of those consequences.
Right. Like confiscation of the phone, confiscation of his PlayStation, things like that. That would be more effective, maybe. Yeah, I feel like you're right. I feel like a lot of times when I'm like things like for sure to be bad, now for sure not to be good, right? Like too much alcohol, smoking, things like that. But when you approach it in a more, I don't know, open-minded kind of way, it kind of helps with not getting hooked. I think like a lot of people, because it's like what was I gonna say? It's like, have you ever noticed like people that were very, very, what's the word? Controlled when they were young, when they go to,
very sheltered, right? Like
very sheltered, yes. And then they go off to university. Have you ever noticed? And then they are free for the first time, and then they go wild.
Yeah.
I've seen that quite a few times. I'm not gonna name any names, but I've seen that quite a few times. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna name any names. Yeah, but I've seen that quite a few times. I don't think the names that I know of are our mutual friends also, but yeah, I've seen like people that go off to university and just go wild because they didn't have this when they were younger, which is I know, I'm very thankful for my mom. We weren't very controlled when, especially in my late teens, like 16, 17, 18, right? I was basically left to do what I wanted to do, and I had all the fun I wanted to have already. Like, I did all the crazy stupid things with my friends, skip class, go to McDonald's at 10 a.m. and all these stupid things. Yeah, so I think I had all the fun I was supposed to have. So when I went to uni, it was like, okay, time to focus now and study time.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you? Have you ever had a rebellious phase?
I think I was that sheltered, controlled kid. My parents, when I was younger, were very, very strict. And I felt like a lot of times they didn't really trust me to make the right decisions. And so like when I went off to uni, it's like, oh, I can finally like call the shots on my own life. Like I don't have to, I don't have to report to someone. So I think I went low. I think I was the one that went. I don't think I went super crazy, but I think I did like indulge in the freedom that I had for the first time. So I do agree. I feel like your mom's approach, like it's a lot better. That you learn how to make decisions from a young age for yourself. Like you could choose.
I was pretty controlling up until like 14, 15. So I was still like, I couldn't make all the shots myself. I still had, I still couldn't drive. I got like true proper freedom when I could drive in Kuching. And then nobody, as long as like, if I wanted to stay out late, that's the only thing. Like, you don't stay out too late. Don't stay out like after 12 like that. But otherwise it was pretty much free. So you were one of them. Oh yeah, that's one of the things I remember about you as well. When you were younger, the first memory I have of you, right? The first memory I have of you is when you went bald.
Oh.
Yeah, somehow that news came to my school as well. So like everything was like in my school, so people know that this girl.
Is it?
Yeah, my age, yeah. So it's like I think maybe I don't even know who I heard it from, but yeah, this girl from Lodge went bald, and I'm like, who's this Ting Shi? I was like, okay, then that's the first time I heard of Ting Shi. Like, okay, this girl went bald. So it's like because I think everyone that went bald was probably just guys. No girls did it. Do you know Janet?
Lau.
Yes.
Yeah, I know her. I think she did it the year after I did it. Or 2 years after.
Yeah. She's 1 year younger than you, I think. Yeah, so I'm friends with her as well. So she also went bald with her friend, and that caused a lot of hoo-ha in our school. So like the what do you call them? 主任. What's it called 主任 in English?
Like the discipline teacher, is it?
Yeah, the whole like all those like higher up teachers were very, very, very upset with her for doing that, for going bald. But yeah, that's the first memory I have of you. So saying that your parents were super strict and then you went bald, were they okay with that?
Yeah, I think they were strict and more like they're very protective. But I don't think like going bald, I think they saw as a good thing. Like
right, sure. For a good cause, right?
Yeah, so those kind of stuff they were okay.
I see. Have you ever gone bald again since?
No. If there's no reason, I would not prefer to go bald. But
I think like now, right? The girls going bald actually look really nice.
I mean, like certain face, like not all faces, like look good old.
Long face, round face. Yeah. Sharp face. Yeah. Round face. Round face is good bald. I don't think so.
No.
Long face is nice bald. Yeah. So that's like my first memory of you. So yeah, strict parents, very strict parents. I see. What was I gonna ask next? Let's see. Let me see my list.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh shit! I forgot. I was gonna start off the podcast with this stupid question. I was gonna say, okay, let's just pretend like we just started the podcast. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, how's it going, guys? Today we have Ting Shi. So Ting Shi here at the How's It Going podcast, we like to take things easy. We don't like to ask the difficult questions. We take things very lightly. Don't think too much. So my first question for you, right, is what is life? Ooh.
That is
Okay,
a, a lot.
yeah.
I'm kidding. I was like, I didn't think about that. What is life? Wow.
That's like the play on like, okay, I said I'm gonna be very chill, but then I ask these kind of questions.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. So like, I don't know, man. Life. I don't know. You want to get into this? It was just joking. We don't have to get into this.
No, we can. I would love to answer that.
Okay, like what's the meaning of life? Maybe that's a better question. What's the meaning of life? Yeah.
I think life means different things to everyone. So maybe my definition can be different from yours, right?
Right.
I think life is something that makes you want to be alive, like something that makes life living is your purpose in life. So for me, I think because of my faith, like I'm Christian, so a lot of my like purpose in life is tied to like what I believe. So I believe like I'm here on earth to like there's like a role for me, like a purpose I'm trying to fulfill. So like impacting people, like living on people. Like my life is more than just my own. It's more than just like making myself happy or like enjoying my life. I wanna also like bless the people around me through the things that I'm doing. So I think that's my purpose. Yeah.
That's nice. Okay, so let me try to summarize. So the meaning to your life is to fulfill your role that you've been put on this earth to fulfill your role.
Yeah.
So then I think the hard part there is the figuring out what the role is, right? Right. Yeah. Figuring out what the whole role is. So what is your role, Miss Ting Shi?
Yeah. Ooh, I love it. This question is interesting. I like deep questions.
Okay, I got a lot of deep questions, man. Okay. I got a lot of deep questions because it all revolves around your but honestly thing. We'll get to that. But I feel like that's something that I remember I sent you a video of the Kevin Hart thing. Did you watch that? Yeah. I feel like what he said is like pretty true about like it's not cool to be positive nowadays. It's like very people look at positivity in a very cringe kind of light, like, oh, this guy trying to be too cool, too positive, But the thing is, right, I grew up with a super ultra positive mom all the time, so she's been always like that. And so when you go through the rebellious phase, you meet other people, and you find that everyone has this kind of pessimistic kind of shade over their eyes. They kind of look at the world a very negative way. So I think that you and a couple of other people in our like this age group of coaching people have a very good, I don't know, it's very nice to see people being very vocal about this, being very vocal about talk about your feelings, think about your emotions, and don't bottle things up. I think that's very good, especially for it's really hard for guys to do that nowadays, right? Guys don't open up. I shared a story last night. I shared an Instagram story about like people not caring about men's mental health nowadays. I don't see it changing anytime soon, but also I think it's good that people are talking about it at least now, so get the ball rolling, because suicide rate for guys is so high and stuff like that, and around the world. Not for me, like I'm touch wood, I'm good. But I feel like how did we get here?
Yeah, talking about like purpose, like
your purpose
and purpose.
Yeah. So yes, what is your role, Miss Ting Shi? Back to the deep question. Please take us a minute to think about it if you want.
I think I know pretty clearly, actually. So I think one of the reasons I'm in education is because I feel like God's really like placed that in my heart to that be in this field and like the impact that I can have for my students or like the people that I meet. I think that's like more like specific to me as like my role, but just as like a human on earth, I think I really believe that your life is not just like for you and you have a circle of influence. So how can you impact them in a positive way, or how can you help the people around you, bless the people around you? I think those two things resonate very closely, and that's how I want to live my life. Yeah.
That's good. So okay, Ting Shi's role in life is to influence the people around her positively as much as she possibly can in this, I don't know, 100 years that you have on earth.
Yeah? Yes.
Right. Cool. Let's figure out my role in this podcast. Let's try to figure it out.
Oh yeah. What do you think your role is?
My role. I feel like I wanna. Okay, I'm very aggressive as a person, in all aspects. Like I'm very. I don't know if I was diagnosed. Maybe say I'm bipolar or something. But I'm like when I'm sad, I'm really sad. When I'm happy, I'm really happy. When I'm angry, I'm really angry. Like on all lines of that emotional graph, right? I'm like a 10.
Yeah.
There is no. There are times like when I'm focused, I'm really focused, and so I don't know if that's the best thing to be so. I don't know. On number 10 on all emotions, so aggressive and also aggressive. So I guess that means aggressive lah. So it means I'm in all aspects of it. I'm very aggressive. So for me, it was always like money for me. Like it's like okay, I gotta earn. So even like this podcast, right? I'm thinking like okay, I wanna get this podcast to be more popular, and then invite more and more popular guests, and then eventually I wanna invite Syed Sadiq. Hopefully that one day.
Yes, I'm such a huge fan.
I know you got a crush on him.
How do you say that? But yes, it's true.
Yeah. So like okay, why this podcast even started, right? Was of course in the back of my mind, right? In the back of everyone that wants to be on social media, I feel like if we're being very honest, we want to make money out of it, right? To make it our living, because it seems like it's a very fun way to make a living, right? Make content, talk to people, get sponsorships. That's like really a nice way to live. But also, I feel like this podcast, the reason why I started it was because in December, KL, the flooding and everything happening, people losing their houses, their cars, and things like that, right? So I was really sad actually to see that. Like, what the hell? One more, I'm in Singapore right now, man. So I'm like, what the hell is this? Why is it like just one bridge across, right? People are in a first world and one bridge across is a third world, right? And then we came from the same country. Our currency was the same like 50, 60 years ago. And what happened? So that was the motivation behind starting the podcast. It was supposed to be a podcast to be very judgmental of our government and kind of like, unite the people around our age, which are, in the position now where we are not super rich yet. We're not making a lot of money, but we are like next in line to run the country in the future. Not us specifically. Maybe I don't know, Prime Minister Justin Chang. I don't know. Okay, but
Generation.
Yeah. Then but so I wanted like just unite. I feel like I wanted to stop the stupid definition of you are Malaysian Chinese, you're Malaysian Indian, you're Malaysian Malay. I feel like everyone's Malaysian, right?
Yeah.
That should be like at some point, right? We need to forget about where we came from. I'm this Chinese. My grandfather's grandfather is from China, this area. I don't care, man. I feel like you're Malaysian. I identify as a Malaysian right now. I'm not culturally very Chinese anyway. So, so that's like I wanted to invite people and talk about what's going on. And the podcast was supposed to have like a very serious tone. And then at some point I realized I have a podcast zero actually that you cannot find online. It's with some random guy that I contacted on Reddit. He agreed to be on my podcast, and then I set the tone that this podcast is going to be talking about this kind of political stuff. And then luckily I had the podcast zero, because only I realized that I don't even know what I'm talking about actually. I don't really know what I'm talking about. And then until I have guests that know what they're talking about, right, I shouldn't be talking about these kind of things because why is KL flooding? I don't know. Rain? Is it because someone didn't clean up the sewage? Is it because someone didn't maintain the dams? I don't know why, and I cannot be, there's nothing to talk about if I don't know why. So then I switched the tone of the podcast to be something more like, just I want to invite interesting people I know and have like nice conversations with them and hopefully, make clips and then, like that slowly grow the podcast. So, that's I think my role, I hope my role is to unite Malaysians. I hope. I hope that's what I want to do. Like, I feel like in our lifetime, I don't like to see like this super fanaticism to your blood. I feel like if that makes any sense. Like I'm a Chinese, I must fight for Chinese rights and everything. Come on, man. Like everyone's just trying to live out here, man. No one's trying to do anything to you. That's something I felt also when I was in Ichong. I feel like there was like a lot of this. Hua Jiao. And like, what is Hua Jiao technically? Like, it's just like stories that people tell you from the past. Like, okay, cool. It's good to know, but it's also like, I don't know. Don't take it too seriously. And being like, take yourself seriously, but don't like hate other people because you take yourself too seriously. I don't know if that makes any sense.
I get it. Like, I think that's good because we definitely need that more in Malaysia or like actually anywhere in the world, right? Like to be more like united, to not see race and not it's very I think egoistic or like do you feel like 你自己比较厉害 that kind of feeling, you know? It's just like Chinese pride or like Malay pride or something. You just want to feel superior.
Yeah.
We should all just like do life
Chill.
together.
Yeah. Just chill. I feel I also feel like, well, what pride, you know? There's a comedian. Do you know Norm Macdonald?
No.
Okay, so Norm Macdonald, he's a US comedian. He passed away last year. Touch wood. Rest in peace, Norm Macdonald. He's also a very devout Christian. He has a podcast where he talks about Christianity, and he says that not Christianity, but he says like all these pride things happening on this, right? So okay, there's like woman pride, gay pride, and then there's like LGBT pride, and then like proud to be an Asian, proud to be black, proud to be everything, right? Then he said like, why do you take that so seriously? Like, why do you take with the color you're born with, right? This kind of skin you're born with, and the hair you have, the eyes you have. That's like something you're born with. You didn't achieve anything. You have that, right? You didn't like, you're not Elon Musk. You didn't like, you know, create the electric car, send someone to the moon, things like that. Like it's something you're born with. It's good to be, you know, it's good not to hate yourself. Don't hate yourself because, you know, anything. But also like he's puts into perspective like it doesn't really matter, right? Because if we're all the same, if we're all like equal, right, it shouldn't matter, right? If you're a woman, if you're a man, if you're a gay, if you're anything, it doesn't really matter, right? So I don't know. I feel like I resonate. Maybe I'll send you the video after that if I can find it. Someone removed it from YouTube. I think I downloaded it once because I really liked it. I feel like it really resonated with me. Like, yeah, I don't take my hello uncle.
I just want to check the aircon.
No problem. Yeah, it's like don't take myself too seriously. Like, okay, I'm half Chinese, half Punjabi, half whatever. This guy from Kuching, Ichung. So the one thing that I cannot drop, right? I'm being very hypocritical. One thing I cannot drop is Sarawak pride. I always like to come here and say, oh, Sarawak pride, Sarawak number one. The world will revolve around Sarawak in the future. Things like that, stupid things. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I think it's a very interesting perspective because I think the goal, right, is all the same. Okay, I don't know. I just want to like say something about this, like, cause
no problem.
Like, yeah,
please
it was like
say. You also guess it.
I feel the reason with like Black pride or like woman pride or LGBT pride is like they feel oppressed, so then they like it's like a resurgence. It's like because it's so oppressed now, they want to go overboard. It's like they're trying to
a pendulum.
Yeah, correct. Like they're trying to make up for all the times they've been oppressed. It's like you suddenly give them a voice and they're like loud and they want to be heard. So it's a bit like much.
Right. But do you I feel like, okay, I understand. Definitely I feel like, okay, women in the past, black people in the past, and then if you have a different sexual orientation, definitely these people have been oppressed in the past. This is for sure, right? And I feel like, okay, that's very sad and we should, you know, give them a voice now. But I also feel like there's a lot of everyone in there. I mean, most of the people in there are like, you know, they just want to be treated equally. But there's also a lot of individuals in there that want to push it further and like take advantage of this platform that they have. Like how, okay, Black Lives Matter is a very nice, you know, organization. They do all these nice things. But the owner of Black Lives Matter just bought like a multi-million-dollar mansion in Beverly Hills or something. And so, you know, it kind of puts a bad taste in everyone's mouth about Black Lives Matter, kind of like, and so I feel like those little individuals, right, are the ones that exploit these exploited peoples and, you know, push it further. And then it's kind of, in a way, it's kind of even worse because you're taking advantage of your own people to push it further like that. So yeah, I get what you mean. It's like, it's the feeling like, you have siblings? You have
brothers.
Okay, like, you know, when you're younger, right, and then someone hit someone first. And then the second person they want to retaliate, and then they hit back harder.
Yeah, correct.
Right? I feel like it's the same kind of vibe, right? Like, okay, the white man oppressed me in the past, and now I must oppress the white man even more than before.
Anger.
Right. But also, I get it. Like, that's like multi-generational kind of impact, right? But also, I feel like the white man that oppressed your grandfather is not the white man that no white man oppresses you today. So, you know, it's very hard, to tell them, be the bigger person. That was wrong for sure, but that was wrong. No one's denying. But the culprit is dead and gone.
Yeah.
Very hard to tell.
Yeah. Like the true solution is for everyone to like forgive and be the bigger person and like move on, and that would be like the best case scenario.
Yeah.
Like there's so much like trauma and like hurt involved, right? So like it cannot. It's like we humans we just like we are damn bad, like selfish, like anger, like
yeah.
Like manifest into something that maybe intention is good, but can have a lot of like negative effects also.
Yeah, to say it very like very harshly, maybe it's like forget about it, right? If you say it in a very harsh way, like it sounds like you're saying forget about it, but it's not forget about it. It's like find it within you to forgive them, for doing that, and also the them that did it, right? The them that actually did it, and they're not around anymore anyway. So it's like this. Why would it's like how North Korea, when they punish people, right? They punish like 3 generations in a row. And so the person isn't even born, but as soon as they're born, they're put into these camps. It's the same, and then it sounds ridiculous, right? Like, what my grandfather did something, and now I'm being punished for it. It's actually the same, right? So, so I feel like, it just needs to. Everyone needs to chill out. Okay, okay. Let's go on to. Do you wanna continue on that?
No.
Do you have? Okay, cool. Okay. Do you wanna? Okay, I was gonna ask you about, but honestly. So what was it like? What happened in your life that you feel like you wanted to make about honestly? If it's like a sensitive topic, right? If like you'd rather not talk about the reason behind it, then never mind. Don't worry. I can skip this. I can skip this part. But like, have you always wanted to like have your little card game to like And did you have this idea all along? And what was it about? Did you find that communicating with people was hard and people didn't want to talk about their feelings, and that's why you created But Honestly?
I think that's one of it. Like you said, I brought up previously, like it's hard for men to talk about how they feel. It's hard for an Asian culture. We don't really appreciate talking about how you feel. It's more like don't be so mafan, just like keep it inside. Like don't burden other people with your feelings and your emotions. It's so toxic because then it results in like things like people feeling they have no hope, right? And then like worst case scenario, right? They go to like suicide, or like they're depressed, or like they're like anxious. So I think that's one of the main reasons. I feel like I want to have conversations like this to understand the people around me better, and also for other friend groups to replicate that kind of like safe space with their friends and the people around them.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like definitely I can relate, because I'm more vocal than most guys. I think I like to talk about my feelings and stuff like that. Because just like I said, I'm very expressive. So I like to talk about stuff like that, which is different from my brother Darren. He's a very quiet guy, like keeps his feelings inside. But also, I think it's very cool, but also very. Was it received well? Like, did people like? Was it very awkward? Like in a game of But Honestly, do people really talk about their feelings, or do they like kind of still put a barrier around themselves like that?
I think it depends on who you play with, right? You want to play in a safe space where you feel like you can be yourself, and like how willing are you to be honest? And so usually what I've realized when I played it is like when someone starts to be honest, let's say I start and like I am like very honest about something, then other people will learn that it's okay to also be vulnerable. I have played it in situations where everyone just like kind of like shares honestly, but like not fully. But then when I talked to them afterwards, it was like a big step for them. Like that was a lot for them already. So different people are comfortable with sharing differently. Like maybe me and you like pretty open and we can talk about this kind of stuff. But for someone it can be really hard.
Right. Yeah, I definitely know that I'm extroverted, because I know that when I was younger I came off as very annoying to people. Yeah, so I was like very like eccentric sometimes, and people feel very overwhelmed. And that was something that I had to come to terms with also. Like, okay, cool. So it's not everyone likes this energy, and not everyone can receive this energy. Like, hey, that's me, right? And so people will be like, chill, bro. You're on a different frequency, and I get it. And so I don't know. I don't blame people if they find me annoying, but I'm not gonna change for them. So,
That's you. That's just how you express how you feel, and like I don't think you do bad or like wrong.
Yeah. I thought about something before the podcast, so I was gonna say like, there is this positivity, right? There's this like drive. I feel like nowadays it's a lot more out in the open to talk about your feelings and stuff like that. But there's also this other side of people that are still very cynical towards people like you and me, like very open about your emotions. Like maybe it's not Asian specific or men specific, but it's like just people specific. Like some individuals are just not nice. I feel there's like no other term to say. Like there's some people are just not nice, and they really feel resentment when they see you happy, they see you succeed, they see you post about dogs. Like I post dog stuff and my girlfriend and stuff like that. Things like happy things. I don't really post like sad things unless I want to say something. But then I've come across people that are just like they just live to make people bitter. So I feel like people like this, I feel like the correct way to handle them is like with toxic positivity. I don't know. I feel like toxic positivity. Okay, so I will be as positive as I am, but also when I come across people like that, I will switch up to be like, I don't know, in a bad way, kind of as toxic as possible to them, to cut them out of my life. So it's like I don't want to be so positive that people kind of feel like this guy, I can throw anything at him, I can be as a piece of shit as possible to this guy, and this guy will absorb it, because I cannot absorb it all, and I don't want to absorb it all, because no matter what, right, as positive as I think I am, I also will get infected by your negative comments, right? People's negative comments. Yeah. So then I feel like it's good to be very positive to the right people, but when you come across people like that, right, the ones that they don't seem like they want to change, and they don't seem like they're willing to change, then be very quick and very toxic to them off the bat, right, and then cut them out of your life. That's what I've done before.
Basically, you don't want to be taken advantage of, or you don't want to be a pushover. You don't want to be like you just take whatever shit that's thrown to you. Yeah,
I want to be like as nice as possible to people that deserve it. And then anyone that I notice they don't want it, or they don't only push back, they kind of like criticize you for being this happy person, right? Then I will like fuck you. I'll do that. Like you can curse if you want in this podcast, I don't mind. So I will be like do you curse?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So I'll be like fuck you. So I've done it before to like friends. I like, if I don't like the person, I will intentionally go and pick a fight with them, and then cut them out of my life, and I'll be so much happier. I've done that before. So that's like, I don't know, toxic positivity from me. So it's something I've said a lot before, which is Jordan Peterson. You know Jordan Peterson, the author. Okay, so Jordan Peterson, in his book and a lot of his podcasts, he says like, it's not good to be harmless. He says. It's not good to be harmless. It's not good to be a rabbit, It's not good to be a rabbit, because a rabbit people will always try to exploit you, take advantage of you. But you're a rabbit, so you're cute. You're still always very nice, very happy all the time, and people take advantage of you. But you are not a rabbit in real life, right? You are a human, and you keep absorbing and absorbing and absorbing, and you think that you're doing a good thing by just absorbing their pain and saying, bless them, take care. I hope they get better. I'm not gonna hold them to it, but you do hold it, and it does affect you. Yeah. And so he said it's good to be a monster, but learn to tame yourself. So by default, you are actually very fierce and very a monster, but then you learn to be a nice person. And so whenever you need to be a monster, you can release it, and I don't know, kind of like retaliate to those people that want to treat you badly, and like kind of bully you. Because I think bullies are actually the biggest cause of all this, mental instability in the world right now, right? A lot of bullies, like people, like I said, like they're just out to hurt you for no good reason.
I want to ask, like, why do you think they are like that?
They were beaten as a kid.
Most probably, right?
Most probably.
Of hurt against them, right? Like they have some kind of trauma as well.
Very perspective of you. I didn't think of that. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, you're right. You humanize them for me for a second there. Like you, I didn't think of that. Like, why are they like that? Yeah. Yeah, why are they like that? Why are they like that, Miss Ting Shi? I talk too much, you know. I tell you, when I edit the video later, I'm gonna see like long clips of my own audio and like, small parts of Shi, long clips of my. Everyone gonna tell me.
No.
Okay,
No,
please,
it's
please go on a ramble like me.
I think hurt people. So
Oh wow, okay, that's nice. Oh, smooth. Okay, cool. Hurt people. Cool.
yeah, so a lot of times these like cynical people or these like mean people, it's because like maybe someone was mean to them or like someone made them believe like positivity is fake. You know, there's like a lot of like anger and hurt inside them. Almost like similar to when we're talking about the woman's pride and all this kind of stuff. It's like that anger comes out in such a negative way. So I think maybe the heart behind like, but honestly, it's also like to have conversations that like can be like, oh, like this is why you're like that, or
Disarm them. Yep. Okay.
it helps you humanize and helps you like empathize, and then it helps people connect instead of like just like constantly hurting each other because you don't know how to like explain how you really feel or explain like what really happened. So yeah, I think people are like this because they are hurt, and therefore they want to hurt you. Perhaps not like really intentionally. Like it's not like, oh, I just want to hurt him, but it's just like you don't know how to. You're not sure, you don't know how to handle this hurt, so you like manifest in such a negative and hurtful way to other people who don't deserve it. But you never deal with your own hurt yourself first.
Oh shit, man. Oh shit. Okay, that's deep. Now I have to think about. It. Like, am I the bad guy? Oh my god. I could be the bad guy. I might be.
You're protecting yourself, right? And you're also drawing boundaries, which is good.
And I'm not the instigator. I'm not the one that starts the toxicity ever. I'm the one that responds to toxicity. So I don't know if that's better, but you know, oh cool, man. I think that's really good. I think that's the perspective of the bad guy. Yeah, that Thanos Thanos wasn't right. Kazan was wrong. Thanos was right. Like, oh, he has his points. Then, I see. Okay, but I also at some point, okay, I think it's good to put them into perspective. Like, okay, this person, there's definitely and probably a reason why, you know, maybe they were beaten as a kid. Justin was their dad, you know, but at some point, right, the people around them cannot be, you know, these punching bags for them forever, right? So at some point, I think if you reach your late 20s, right, and you still haven't figured out what screwed you over to make you this way, right, cannot really blame people for loving themselves more and like, you know, cutting you out. You know, I feel like a lot of people, they get into their 30s and then they've kind of like filtered out all the friends that will tolerate them, and they only left with a few, and they're just like lonely and bitter, and it's an endless spiral. And at that point, right, who's gonna help them? I don't know. Especially I don't want to sound like, oh, men are very pitiful or anything, but that video that I posted on my story last night, it's about this the fact that, you know, men don't really have a support system. And men don't feel comfortable talking about their feelings at all. And I don't know if that's gonna change. I feel like it's part of like who we are at this point. Like guys, not me, like I'm specifically me. I'm very expressive, but I feel like a lot of guys just kind of bottle things up, and they, in a very weird way, they kind of prefer it that way. They kind of prefer to just hold it in, and I don't know. Feels like it's part of their identity already. I'll just deal with it. There was a viral TikTok of a girl asking, what do you do? Who do you talk to when you're feeling down? And then it's like compilation of guys saying no one. It's like a compilation of like 20 guys in a row saying no one. I don't talk to anyone. Like I just deal with it. I have to like deal with it. No one to talk to. I'm not like that. I have my brother. I have my girlfriend. I have my mom. Super lucky in that sense. But you know, I feel like there's a lot of guys out there that just.
Yeah, I was also listening to a podcast about this a while ago. It's about how as men grow older, they get lonelier. And actually, and as a teacher, I can testify, when kids are like 7 years old, guys and girls, they cry the same amount. They are, sometimes boys are even more emotional than the students, the girl students. And like, it's totally fine. Nobody tells the guy students, like, why are you crying? Like a 7-year-old kid is not going to tell another 7-year-old kid stop crying because you're a guy.
Yeah.
But society tells you that. And so you just like fit into what is expected of you as a man. It's toxic and it hurts guys. It's so crazy. I was just having a conversation last night with a guy, right? And it was so hard for him to tell me how he felt. Like he was like struggling, and it was like the hardest thing because he was like not used to it.
Right.
But for me, it's like I just be talking about how I feel all the time. You know?
Right. Yeah.
And nobody ever tells me you shouldn't be like that.
Is it then okay? But there are girls out there like not like the guys as well, right? They just keep it to themselves and then kind of get pushed around. But so I think it's girls can express themselves more, but I think in your case you are even more expressive than most girls, right? Because you have but yeah, that guy. I think that guy is like the average guy. His reaction to that is the average guy. It doesn't matter if like he's Asian or not. I think that so like we were trying to talk to him about his feelings and stuff like that.
Yeah, and so and just like.
Look you. Hi, Uncle. I can still see you, Uncle.
Okay.
No problem. No problem. So cute. Okay, cool. So yeah, talking about feelings with the guys is that's where I don't know if like even if you give him the platform to talk about it, right? Like, but honestly, anything, right? I don't know if he has nothing to say or he doesn't know how to say it. I'm not talking about this guy specifically, lah. But I feel like somehow it's like I got nothing to say because I never really process it anyway. Yeah, so there's nothing to talk about here. But so if you want me to think about it, right, I would need to like really, really sit there and process it. I never really understood like what it meant to like sit down and think about things. Like it didn't really make sense to me until 2020 happened. 2020 was like a really bad year for me. I say this in a lot of my podcasts. It was a really bad year for me. Lost my job, stuck in Singapore. My girlfriend was stuck in Penang, also didn't have a job. Really low point in my life, and it was like all my life, right? I was like lucky boy. I keep getting getting opportunity, and so it was like all the way up until 2020 go like that, But in hindsight, and then that's when I really had to deal with this emotions, and like deal with the fact that okay, I'm a bit fucked up up here. I need to deal with this, and I was really on the verge of like. I wouldn't say depression. I wouldn't say I had depression because I think it like discredits it for people that have real depression. I wouldn't say it, but I'm very close. So I would like call my girlfriend and I would cry, be very sad, be very emotional, and I think if I wasn't the way I was, I probably would have gotten depression, really bad depression. But I was the way I was, and so I would talk to my mom, talk to my dad, talk to my brothers, talk to my girlfriend, and I had this good circle of close people with me, this community, which is like just my own family. It's not like outside my circle of friends, but just my own family. But it really helped, and I think that a lot of guys could benefit from having that.
For sure.
But still, you see a bunch of guys go out, right? They're not sitting there talking about, they're just being idiots. Every like no matter the age group, like you go to a kopitiam and like a bunch of 60-year-old uncles out there, right? You listen to what they're talking about, right? They're also talking shit, man. So it's like the theme of guys going out, right? Is like who's gonna do the dumbest thing, no matter the age group. Like right?
For some reason, they think like when a girl is in the group, then they kind of feel like they can talk about it, right? Like then they're a bit more like open.
Oh no, I was gonna say like if a girl is in a group, then they go even further. They go
more like
even more. Who's gonna like especially if the girl is pretty, they're gonna be like, oh, who's gonna make her laugh the most? Things like that. I don't know. I feel like that's what I have a fiance now. I shouldn't be saying these things.
But you understand as a guy.
I understand. Yeah, guys. I don't know. Talk more, guys. I feel like this podcast. I didn't do a very good job preparing. I did it's very all over the place a bit. I feel like my questions are a bit all over the place. Let me take a second to read through what I wrote last night. So last night at like 12 something. Okay, you got COVID. Okay. Okay. Something I about work, about like not very but honestly specific, but more like We're already 1 hour in actually. Yeah. Let's do like this last topic for like 20 minutes. Let's see if we can make it 20 minutes or like 15 minutes. But do let me know if you wanna go off.
Yeah.
Okay, but honestly, one but honestly question is like, have you played it with older people like your parents maybe?
Yes, a little bit.
Does it work with older people, especially
yes.
Asian older people?
Some questions, yeah. Some questions, no. Some questions, because I think it's very geared towards young people questions, like our kind of questions. So some of them
Right.
are not super appropriate for them.
I see. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like, I don't see myself playing this with my dad. I think,
Right. But probably like your friends or your girl or your fiance, like.
Yeah, I haven't played it though. My brother has a set, but I think I'll go back and play. I haven't played it. Yeah. How do you play it actually? Is it like a game or like you just take a card and ask a question?
Correct.
Okay. I thought it's like Uno or something. Like you have points. Like that like if you express yourself and then like you that story and then everyone rates his story like that story was pretty bad like 1 out of 10 and then you have points.
Like dang it!
Tell me a traumatic story from your childhood and then one guy says his dog died and then the other guy says my PlayStation 2 died. That story is worth 1 out of 10. That story is worth 5 out of 10. But honestly 2. Okay, good idea. Okay, unhappiness among everyone. Okay, like I said, right, this was like from the podcast last night, so I listened to the podcast and wrote up some questions, steal his questions basically. So like I said, right, everyone around us now, right, I feel like the default emotion when you finish primary school, you go to secondary school, you go to uni, right, and then you are this bright-eyed, full of ambition person, right, and then you go out to society, right, and you actually start working, and then suddenly there's this veil of pessimism over your eyes, right, like and suddenly life is bitter, or I have to start paying my own rent, paying for my own car, paying for my own food. Suddenly it's like gleam. Everything is like, oh shit. Suddenly life is not as light at the end of the tunnel as I thought. And it kind of feels like, and nowadays, right, I feel like everyone in our generation, especially in their 20s, is the default emotion is a negative one. If you average everyone's emotions, right, around our age, right, I think the average will come out as a negative emotion. Everyone is unhappy, right? Why do you think that is? Why is it that everyone is unhappy nowadays? Why is it, or has actually no? It has always been this way, right? It has always been this way.
Yeah, I think maybe discontentment or like not being content with your life because you feel like you are not successful the way that you want to be. Or I think that's like for me and a lot of my friends, maybe not everyone, just feeling like I don't make enough money. I'm like struggling at work. Like I don't know my purpose. I cannot find my place. I think people around our age, we're just trying to figure out like who we are and like what we want to do with the rest of our lives. And so that like maybe comparing yourself to others, I think always is
definitely.
one thing that makes everyone unhappy. And then so many things like comparing, being not content, being lonely, feeling that you're not good enough. A lot of things that are internal will manifest to how you feel. And I don't think that the way to cope is to like pretend to be happy or force yourself. Like that's
really?
Not. I don't think so.
Oh, okay. I heard you say I do think. Then
Oh,
what?
yeah. No.
Okay, I don't think. Okay. I thought you said I do think you need to pretend. I was like, oh, okay. Fake it.
Oh, no.
Fake it till you make it. Okay. But I do. But yeah, I think a lot of people actually do fake it till they make it, or maybe they never make it. But sadly, but some people just live life like that. Fake it till you make it. Yeah, I feel like having something to do outside of work helps me a lot. Having something to do outside of work. So this podcast is like the thing I do outside of work. I should be working right now, actually, right? This is my working hours, really. But my boss is super chill, so I just said I'm gonna be out for 2 hours. Yeah, I think having something to do outside of work, like going to the gym, is actually like very cliche, right? This answer, or go work out and then you'll be happy. But it does actually help a lot. I feel like getting your heart pumping and having this podcast and also reading, the three things that I kind of want to focus on in 2022. It kind of, in a weird way, it makes you forget about the things that you're not. Right? It makes me forget that I'm not where I want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I don't know if that's the solution, but it helps. It helps, like, just do something. Complaining about it or being sad about it isn't going to change anything. So just find something better to do. So that's why I'm like doing this podcast. Very fun, very fun, very fun.
I feel like doing something you enjoy helps, right? Like it makes life like more meaningful, more fun, and also like realizing that I think we have to come to a place where we realize we don't need to have it all together, and just kind of like being kinder to yourself and accepting that we're all figuring it out. Actually, like everyone's timelines are different. That can help you be like, okay, like I'm not like losing out. I'm not behind. I'm not, not good enough. And then I feel that helped me to really be more okay and be more like positive and grateful. Like not focusing on what I don't have, but focusing on all the things that I have.
Yeah. Focusing on what you have. But have you had? I mean, are you like? I mean, probably you do. Maybe I don't know. Like you said, you have all these negative thoughts as well, comparing yourself and all these things. But like, I don't know. I feel like recently all this like war and stuff happening, right? I've been really consciously grateful over the past 2-3 weeks. Very consciously grateful. Like the only difference between those people in the war and me, right, is the fact that I'm born here and they are born there. That's the only difference, right? Nothing else. Like that's the only thing. Like, and I didn't decide where I was born. That's like just a lottery, right? I was born in Malaysia, Singapore. Very fortunate, but So I've been very conscious about my blessings over the past couple of weeks. Very, very blessed. Like, look at us, right? You are there, nice room, nice house.
Yeah.
You're using a laptop to have a podcast. Who can do this, right? People are out there. They say that if you make more than $35,000 a year, you are in the top 1% of the whole world already. $35,000 is not a lot. Right, and then you're already in the top 1%, which means that the scale of people that are suffering out there is just huge.
Correct.
Really, a lot of people suffering out there. So, that kind of helps me as well. When I'm thinking like, oh, I want to have this new phone. I want to have the better monitors. I want to have better PC. And then I think, man, people out there eating air, man. So,
It's like your perspective, right? It helps you with things.
Zoom out a bit, like, okay, chill. Don't worry about it, man. No big deal, man. You don't need that new phone. You don't need that new anything. Let me see what's next on my list. Yeah. I feel like I did a very bad job preparing for this podcast, but I feel like we talked about a couple of nice things.
Yeah.
Right.
And the conversation was good. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Another thing. That guy in that podcast, right? He said, people nowadays, they get to a point where, like you, right? Like me doing this podcast, it's like a big risk not risk. I'm not sacrificing anything. I'm not like quitting my job or anything, right? But I'm also
like new territory.
New territory, yeah. Taking the risk to go and do the podcast, and you also like taking the risk to go and do. But honestly, right?
Yeah.
I feel like we are outliers. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people choose not to do that and kind of like do their own thing. But did you have to like sacrifice anything to do? But honestly, like, did you have to quit your job or anything? Or besides your own time and effort, did you have to like stop work for like 2 weeks just to do? But honestly, anything?
No, I worked full time throughout, and I just tried to juggle. I think like time is the biggest thing. Of course, money. Like we had to invest in the company, but the biggest thing is like time and effort because. Yeah, it's very time consuming actually. Like there's a lot of behind the scenes, like hours and hours of like work into preparing the questions, looking for printers, like all that stuff. Right.
But what I was getting at is people like nowadays like they are in that slump, right? Like I said, they are in this consistent state of mind of unhappiness, right? But they are not uncomfortable enough to get out of it.
Yes, correct.
Right? They're not uncomfortable. So it's like I'm here. I don't want to risk anything to.
Yeah.
I don't want to risk anything to succeed, and I also don't want to risk anything to fail.
Yes.
And so I'm just gonna be here and then people can be there for 40 years until they retire, right? And then so it's like, for me, right, it was just the discomfort of, I don't know, just not having nice things. Not having nice things. So that's my drive now. Like my drive is like I want to have nice things. I want to have like a nice house. I want to have. I mean, the nice things that I want, right? It's not like it's like a Ferrari or anything. It sounds like 30 years ago, right? The nice things I want is like everyone has it. A house. I have a house yet, right? And then a family. Like right now, right? My generation. I mean, I don't know if like I'm gonna get married already, right? Already engaged and everything. But one of the things we need to consider is one child, and how much do we need to make before we have two children? Right? This is like the things we have to worry about because okay, will we be able to make enough to have two children? And I don't want to have to worry about these things. You know, like if I want, okay, let's not say 10 children, but let's say I want to be able to afford 3 children and not have to worry about it. You know, me and my wife to be, but you know, I don't want to have to worry about it. So it's like, I don't know. It's just sad that the things that seem like a dream, right? It's actually not. I'm not asking for much. I'm just asking for like a house and 2 kids. It's like the dream. Have you seen? There's a meme like going out there that says ladies, I know what men really want. I know what men really want. And then like the girl is trying to imply that men only want sex and they don't want anything else, right? But actually what men really want, right? It's just like a house, 2 kids and a dog. That's like what I really want. I don't want anything else.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's not much, man. It's not much. But yeah, it's just sad. I was gonna say like, so yeah, I just don't want to be stuck in this uncomfortable place forever. Like people just get in there and spiral. I'm rambling.
It's good. And like you starting a podcast, it's like you trying something different and like getting uncomfortable, like getting out of your comfort zone.
I was very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Super uncomfortable. I was super uncomfortable when I did the first few episodes. I was like, what are people gonna think? Like, are people gonna feel it's cringe? Like this one right now. So like talking about my feelings and stuff, right? Although I'm more comfortable than the average guy. I'm still I still feel that. Like, oh, I'm not. Are you? Do you feel that anyway? Like talking about your feelings to me, especially like.
I think I share a lot about how I feel. I'm a bit like overshare. Like I like to like share a lot. So not like that. No, actually, no. I don't really feel
discomfort.
Yeah, not in this.
Okay.
Other things make me uncomfortable, but not this.
Okay. I saw also on your Instagram that you shared that you were an ENFP.
Yes.
Fellow ENFP here.
Yes.
I was an ENFP. an ENFP. But did you go through the like cons of ENFP?
Actually, I don't know. Like, what are the cons?
Okay, the cons of ENFP. I feel like you're not really an ENFP because one of the cons of ENFP people, right, is that they cannot finish something they start.
No, that's totally me.
But you did, but honestly.
So I have this terrible like problem is that I start very well and I rarely end well.
That was me lah. That was me. I okay. One of the things in 2020 that changed me a lot was doing that Myers-Briggs personality test. Oh. Yeah, I did that test, and then the scariest thing was reading the pros and cons, especially the cons, because it was so true.
Shucks, I have to go do it again and read it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you want, right, in this state of mind, you go in instead of like your ENFP. How long ago was that test?
Long time ago.
Yeah, I think you should do it again.
Should redo it, yeah.
Yeah, it changes. I did it again. I changed already. Like over the past 2 years, I changed already. So the one of the things that really forced me to like improve myself in 2021 was doing that test and finding out that all these ENFP cons, right, I have them and they were too accurate. So I got really scared about it, and so that's why I was like, I gotta change this. This is not a good thing to be any. I mean, okay, it's not bad to be an ENFP, but ENFPs have a reputation for not finishing what they start. And I know for sure that's what I did. Like you, starting very strong, having a lot of ideas, writing things down, and then thinking, okay, then this. Oh, if I do this every day for the next 3 months, I will be able to do this. And then you stop in 2 days, 3 days.
Yeah, I'm exactly like that. I'm always like that. Yeah.
Yeah, fellow ENFP, it may be good to go and check the test again and realize.
For real.
It's probably, I mean, if you want to get things done, I think maybe we should move away from ENFP. Thankfully, I'm no longer an ENFP. I'm a ESFJ, I think, and that's a more comfortable definition. I don't think you're ENFP though. I feel like if you take a test now, you won't be ENFP again.
Okay, I will do it right after this. I'm very curious.
Yeah. Their website is like 16personalities.com, I think.
Okay.
So, yeah, that one. So and then maybe the test, and then the one I saw, maybe the one you didn't have all this explanation after it, because the one I did right after the test, there was like this huge explanation of like how you are in relationships, how you are with family, how you are with your friends, how you are with your job, your pros, your cons, all these things, a lot of description. And then like you can pay and then you can give you an even more detailed report. I didn't need the detailed report. I was already sad enough just reading just reading the regular one. And then I shared to my friends and then I said, am I like this? Then they said, yep. You are like this. Yeah. Yeah, so it was like there's a couple of ENFP people, Robert Downey Jr., a couple of famous people like ENFP. But my conclusion of ENFP was I didn't want to be ENFP.
Okay.
Yeah. So then I pursued web development, start to learn all these things, and
Is
I'm
that
a
what
web
you're doing right now?
web developer. Yeah. So when I did the test, I was like a developer, but I wasn't really a web developer. Wasn't a proper one. I didn't really know what I was doing. But 2 years into it, hey, your boy is a web developer.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So I managed to like finish projects, get my experience, get a job, move to Singapore. I mean, all these things. I'm actually, in hindsight, I'm super grateful for 2020. I'm super grateful that all those bad things happened, and it kind of put into perspective and told myself that, Justin, you're full of shit. And then you're full of shit. Like you like the hardest part was coming to terms with I am full of shit. And that's another way of saying like the thing that we do, right? Start things but never finish. And then if you put it in a very harsh way or very crude way, it's like you're full of shit, right? You say a lot of things but you never finish your things. Yeah. So you have to like kind of have to face yourself and say, if you want to be the kind of person that finishes things, you cannot be
Like
the way you are, right now. You have to change. And so I kind of tell myself, okay, this year 2022, my goals are I want to finish 12 books in a year. So every month one book. That's my goal. And then podcast is I will try to do at least 2 episodes per month.
Yeah.
Right, at least 2 episodes per month. So at the end of the month, at the end of the year, I'll have at least 20 something episodes. But right now I'm on a good pace. I'm doing 1 episode per week. Every weekend I'm doing. Yeah. Last weekend, my guest, I don't know if you know her, Looney. You know Looney?
Yes,
you know her. You know her personally. Yeah.
I know who she is. I mean, we are like Instagram friends.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so she's my next guest. She got COVID last Sunday. Yeah, so she's gonna be the next guest this Sunday. So this week got 2 episodes, but I would still be on track for 1 episode every week.
That's so good.
And hopefully, I had I don't know if you saw this Jenny L, the watch lady. Like she's a German YouTuber. She reviews watches. She has like 200,000 subscribers on. Yeah, she was my guest, and that was like out of the blue. She agreed to join the podcast. That was nice. Yeah. So what are your 2022 goals, Miss Shichi? What do you have? Or maybe you're too ENFP. You haven't listed. You probably listed it out, but you haven't started. That's what ENFP does.
Actually, you're pretty spot on. I think goals.
You have lists as well. Do you have like a lot of lists on the papers like written down?
Not a lot, but I do write lists.
Yeah, I do write lists, but they never get the check next to them. Like, the list is there, and then I start a new list before the old one is finished.
Yeah, I try to be more intentional now, and like it's very nice to see the ticks, right? Okay, this is done.
Yes,
but it's like a lot of effort. It's not natural for us to be like that. I think, like, or for me, it takes a lot. But I think New Year's resolution.
It's already March, by the way.
I know, right? I wrote I want to grow, but honestly, I want to like start content creating more. I really enjoy creating content.
Editing videos, you mean?
So YouTube. I really like. I've always wanted to be on YouTube, or even a podcast. I've always thought about it, but I've like never done it. So venturing into like content creating is something I enjoy. And like saving more money, learning to invest, those kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah, saving more money. I feel like saving more money is just like a adjustment of your life, like how you spend money. Yeah, so just like eat. I'm not saying like eat less or anything, but just just don't spend as much. That one is like depends on your salary. Also, I hope to come to a point where my salary is not my main source of income. Like I work for someone now, and I'm always at their mercy.
Correct.
Yeah. So hopefully this podcast gets to a point where I can get like 1 sponsor. If I can get 1 sponsor, right, and then that sponsor can give me like 500 or 1,000 a month, right, that will be enough to cover my rent and stuff already.
Yeah.
So then then I can move out from here, and I can get a nicer space. So I hope to like not have this kind of podcast anymore, like Google Meet podcast. Like hopefully like the next time I have you on, right, maybe a year from now, you'll be in Singapore, and then we can have a face-to-face podcast, and that would be super nice. So I'm like being very positive about it, and if I can get 1 sponsor, shout out Coca-Cola, shout out Nike,
Yeah.
Lululemon, please sponsor me. Yeah, I was talking to Janet, and then she went to Lululemon to try some pants, and I said, just get it, don't think about it. I didn't know how much it cost. And then she said, it's too expensive. And I said, and one you can afford it. Then she take a picture of the tag. She was like 500 something. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Don't get it. No.
Expensive.
Oh my god. Yeah. Then I was like, okay. Then that's why I posted a story like, Lululemon, please sponsor me. Okay. Like the pants is like ridiculous. But I told my girlfriend as well, Lululemon pants, not to be very misogynistic or anything, I'm just being honest. Lululemon pants make the butts look good.
That's why girls like them.
Is that why? That's why guys like them too.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I don't know why. Why does it? I don't know how. It's like pants, right? What does it do? How I can push it up? I don't know why. It looks
Maybe,
good. Like from a distance, right? You can tell that girl's wearing Lululemon. You don't even need to see the logo.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I don't even pay attention. Wow.
Yeah, I'm good. Maybe not the best thing
I
to
get
say.
it. That's why they're such a big brand, you know. They know what sells.
I was gonna ask you like, okay, but honestly, right now it's a card game, right?
Yeah.
I can cut this out if you want. Like if it's like
No, sure.
an idea you already had. But have you ever thought like for But Honestly to be something like BetterHelp? You know BetterHelp?
Like a mental health platform?
Mental health platform, like virtual mental health platform where people can like talk to therapists and stuff. Not therapists maybe, but talk to people and just express your feelings. I don't know. I feel like that's like I could see you being like CEO of buthonestly.co, like a self-help platform where you pay like $2 a month and you can call someone and talk about it. I don't know. I feel like that sounds like a nice next step.
Very on brand for sure. I think we have so many dreams and so many goals. Like we would love to venture into mental health or like workshops. Like we have so many plans. It's just that we don't have the time right now because we are so focused on. We all have full-time jobs. But yes, definitely in the works. Like if I can self-sustain this year beyond my full-time job, I would love to do But Honestly full-time. That would be the dream.
Right, that would be the dream. For me, right, the podcast is not really taking up a lot of my time anyway. Because like the good thing about podcast, right, is I can just take the entire audio, take the entire video, paste it in, just add, just like move things around, right? And it's done. I don't need to do any cutting. Unless like explicitly you say like, oh, I prefer not to have this in, right? Then that cut will take me like 2 seconds only to cut out that part. So it's not taking up a lot of my time, so I feel like I need to put more effort into it. So that's why like you see the banner and stuff, right? I made those banners and things just to get on brand, just to get a theme going, that blue color and stuff. So it's not where I want it to be. And also I don't know this social media thing, I don't get the social media thing yet. I haven't caught on to it. I feel like the most important thing on social media, right? I feel to be very honest, you have to look good first. You have to be pleasing to look at, I feel. So that's why I'm gonna get braces.
Just for social media?
It sounds very stupid, right? Yes. Yes. Honestly.
I think it's more like the aesthetics, like because Instagram has a certain algorithm. TikTok is different. So for Instagram, it's all about aesthetics. You don't have to be like the prettiest person, but you have to like look presentable, or like your background has to be nice or something. I mean, yeah.
I wanna be like this guy. Let me show you this. Okay, I can show you the chat. I'll show you it's called like Modern Wisdom. It's a podcast, but I want to show you his channel, Chris Williamson. The point is I'm trying to get myself to look as nice as possible. I ain't an ugly guy. I feel like I'm not ugly, right? I think there's potential here. I think it's workable, right? So that's why I want to get my braces done. I get nice teeth. I just got a surgery last week to remove some impacted canine. And also I want to build up these guns, okay, build up these guns. And then, so then I feel like for a guy, that will be good. Like you don't have to be super good looking actually as a guy, like facially, like you don't have to be super handsome. But as long as your body looks nice, you have nice teeth. This guy, right, you see his banner, the YouTube banner.
Okay, I'm checking it out.
Yeah.
Oh.
I want that body. I want that body. That body good.
It is.
Imagine me, this face, but that body. Okay, like that, right? That's what you're doing, right?
Let's go. You got this.
Okay, so right now I cannot go to the gym, but I'm like 2020. I wanna I have a weight goal as well, so I have to reach that weight goal. Muscle boy, nice teeth boy. Maybe I want to do LASIK. Yeah, like this. LASIK. Okay, and then build up the brand of being this handsome guy. Hey, I ain't shy. I ain't gonna say it. I ain't ugly.
We are living in a very realistic world, So.
Yeah. I feel like that's one of the things, like, have to be. Oh yeah, if we have like another 5 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
Oppression, right? Okay, oppression towards women, black people, LGBT, anyone, like Asians, anyone. I don't think anyone gets oppressed more than people who are not attractive.
Ooh, that's an interesting take.
I feel like it's very harsh to say. It's a very harsh thing to say, because attractiveness is like, you cannot control unless you go plastic surgery, right? But if you're like very fat or anything, then that one you can change lah. But the way you look is you're born with it, right? But I feel like there's some studies out there that show that your income is directly proportional to how attractive you are, which is a very sad thing. But I also feel like it's very true as well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think so? I think so. I think like unknowingly, right? If you're not decent looking, you don't have to be super handsome, but if you're not decent looking, right? Unknowingly, you get oppressed in, and this is like this is one of the oppressions that I really agree with as well. Like, I feel like if you're not decent looking, you kind of get bullied a lot in society by strangers.
Yeah. I was watching a social experiment as well. If you are better looking, people just automatically think that you are nicer, more trustworthy. It's just like an inclination. Like you, for example, in a room full of people, you see a pretty person, you just are drawn to them.
Yeah. Like how. Mm-hmm.
But I do feel the average person can become more attractive without changing how their face looks. And this is my belief, because it's like how you carry yourself. It's about confidence. It's about how you dress. So there are some things within your control.
Like Casey Neistat.
Yeah. So, but yeah, definitely, it's very unfair. So you cannot like avoid this and think that it's not true. It definitely happens.
Yeah, it's true. It's it's confidence. I think confidence is definitely like Casey Neistat and Gordon Ramsay, right? They look like a walnut, man, but.
Correct. But they carry themselves with confidence.
Yeah, and so that's why they come off as attractive. So I think, that's what I want to do. I want to be confident, macho guy, that's very touchy-feely. Not touchy-feely is the wrong word. Touchy-feely is correct word.
Yeah, it's correct. Like inclined with, like you're in tune with your emotions.
Yeah, touchy-feely, I thought it meant like groping, but not right. All right. No, right?
No.
Okay. Touchy-feely means in tune with my emotions. So, PewDiePie for sure, right?
Yes.
Yeah, PewDiePie says there's a book there's an author that he likes. The author is like he wants to follow the way of the samurai. So the samurais, right? They are very they're like soldiers, right? And they're very strong, but they also are very poetic. Samurais are very poetic, right? Samurais write poems and stuff like that, and they're very cultured. They're strong and cultured. So that's what I want to be. I want to read books. I want to have podcasts, be very communicative, strong, all around good guy.
And you can do it.
I know I can.
Yes.
You don't need to tell me. I wasn't asking for your permission.
So good. Yeah. I think it's great to have like goals and like know what you want to do.
Okay. I feel like I did a okay job with this podcast. I feel like I wasn't very structured. I should have prepared more. Sorry. I feel like we were all over the place.
It's okay. You edit it and then you can like.
I probably won't edit.
Oh.
I'll probably just clip out like parts that were okay and put on.
Yeah.
So I think we can say bye-bye.
Yes.
Bye-bye everyone, and then like we can chat after I stop recording. Bye everyone.
Okay. Thanks for having me. Bye guys.
Bye guys. Take care. Hopefully this podcast. I mean, if you're still here, like you're my mom. My mom probably still listening. Bye, mommy.